Hello, lovely friends. It's Nancy from Astrology and Angel Mediums today. Thank you so much for joining me with this deck unboxing of the Kitchen Witch Oracle by Jena Dellagrottaglia. I'm going to butcher that every time I try to say it. I have another one of her decks that I really love, also published by Rockpool Publishing, and it's the Resurrection Oracle. I'm sure you've seen it on my channel. I use it quite often. I really, really love this deck. So I'm excited to see what this deck holds. So let's see what's going on with it. So it has a matte finish with some gold, like reflective, beautiful kind of details. There's some, I like this kind of, I don't know, I don't know, there's a very mysterious kind of vibe going on here. And so it is, let's see how many, 36 cards and a guidebook. And so this is talking about her using the kitchen witch heritage, cucina strega, which is, I'm assuming, Italian kitchen witch magic, to, create this deck. So, all right, so on the inside of the box, it says, times change swiftly, but our traditions stay timeless, colliding old with new. I think that's a beautiful reminder as someone that, likes to honor ancestral magic as well, and trying to kind of move into more modern practices of it. So here we have the Kitchen Witch Oracle on the inside, a nice little, I don't know if these are, I don't think this is called a clamshell box, but it's a typical nice box, kind of typical oracle size for this deck. So we have some nice, soft, kind of matte gold edges. I hate ripping these, but if I try to slide it off, I can never get it all the way off. All right. And then the backs are beautiful. It's like collage art, kind of vintage sort of vibe. So on the guidebook, so it is not a matte finish, but full color, it seems like. We have beautiful pictures on the inside, and it tells you kind of what is a kitchen witch. As someone that loves to cook and comes from an upbringing and ethnicity and culture that is heavily influenced by food, I have always gravitated towards kitchen magic. So I think that it's a great thing to have something like this that is hopefully kind of a fun take on kitchen magic and using kind of cards for it. And I think it's cute that it's reminding you that the only limit is really truly your imagination. And as someone that uses magic in so many different areas and aspects of my life, I think it's wonderful to have these reminders. So it kind of tells you how to prepare the cards, how to use the cards, how to prepare your own magical kitchen, and kind of the importance of intent, different ingredients you can use. I think it's wonderful to kind of have some of these reminders. And then there's different correspondences for different herbs and kitchen spices or ingredients that you may already have. And then it also kind of reminds you to say, like, hey, be careful when foraging wildly, especially if you're not super familiar with things, because a lot of plants do tend to mimic other plants, so just be careful. And so it kind of just gives you some pretty basic stuff to kind of utilize, things that we may use currently in our spices or within our current, recipes and things like that. So it just kind of tells you how to use different things. And then there's magical implements as well. And I think it's great that there's, these kitchen witch spells or whatever as well, and spells for focus. We have, it's very beautiful. It reminds me almost of like a antique kind of like, vintage collage art sort of vibe, which is really nice to me. And I'm loving that there's already a little bit of this, inclusivity, which we don't typically see in a lot of decks, which is beautiful. And I think it's nice because it's not anything that is super crazy, because it's like rosemary infused oil for wise thinking. the winter simmer pots, which I know simmer pots are really popular, and you can just, have something to kind of make your home smell good. And it's also, when used with intention, can be great for clearing. There's memory simmer pots, spells for balance, Florida water, which is a very popular thing that a lot of people like to use. Stress reliever oil. I usually just purchase my Florida water. I have a friend that makes it here locally, and I just love how hers smells. So it just is my favorite, but you can make it yourself. Calming simmer pots, chill out spells, dispelling fears and confusion, peace and soul alignment, promoting health oil, ridding yourself of negative thoughts, energy boosting. Then we have spells for manifestation, manifestation bundles. So there's a lot of different things in here. I think that this is great, especially if you're someone that maybe is starting off and maybe feel a little bit overwhelmed by, well, how do I know what kind of spell I need in order for me to kind of do what I'm trying to do? So I think that this will be a really nice addition for those that maybe don't really have like a grimoire that they're actively using. You can kind of educate yourself while also kind of having some nice little additions or basic recipes you can kind of start off with. So let's look at these cards. So because it is mass produced, it is going to have like that kind of mass produced quality. It's nice. It's not super thick cardstock, but beautiful size, cut well. There's they're a little bit almost like a eggshell kind of finish, maybe not super matte. So here we have the cards, and so it tells you the card's name, it has the image, and then it has like a little incantation, I'm assuming, to help you connect more to that energy. So I think that's nice to have something like that to utilize. I think the guidebook would probably be the really good tool with this deck, actually. The cards are cool, but I think the guidebook is really where a lot of that magic will rely, because there's the recipes in there, there's all of the information. But I think that using the cards may be a good way to kind of maybe ask for guidance as far as like, what should I be doing, and using the cards in that way. Or maybe looking through and kind of seeing like, well, what do I feel drawn to at this current moment? So very beautiful artwork. I do like how she uses different elements to kind of put these things together. I don't know what program she uses or anything like that, but it is very similar artwork to the Resurrection Oracle. I don't know if she has other card decks that she has as well, so I don't know if it's like that similar kind of vein, but I do like this artwork. It's kind of like a fantasy based kind of deck, which I do enjoy a little bit. And then there's still like a little bit of this element of the vintage, of this kind of diving a little bit deeper into the past for some magic and some guidance. So beautiful cards, but again, I think the guidebook is probably where it's at. So I don't know, let me know how you would use this deck. Is this a deck that you would typically reach for? Is this a deck that you would even be interested in having in your collection? Do you guys like to do kitchen magic? It is something that I really love to do. There's so many simple spells to kind of help you with your, just connecting a little bit more and just having a little bit of that boost, I guess. I try to add in magic wherever I can in different areas of my life, whether that's like, just having the intention with like what I'm drinking or what I'm taking and what I'm eating, and just ensuring that I'm, filling it with as much intention as I possibly can, whether that's through Reiki, whether that's through just kind of speaking to the herbs and kind of connecting a little bit more to that energy. It is really nice to have a little bit of that opportunity to be able to do so. So I'm just kind of going through the cards again so you guys can see them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this deck unboxing. It's not a deck review. I usually do deck reviews after I've had a deck for about a year and I've actively been using it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it's a beautiful deck. Again, it is the Kitchen Witch Oracle by Jena Dellagrottaglia. Thank you so much for joining me. Please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.